everybody. I hope that you're all doing well. I am Kendall Smith alongside of Gamecock Central's baseball insider, Collyn Taylor. And we are here today to preview opening day, which is tomorrow for the South Carolina baseball team, taking on UNC Greensboro at 4 p.m. at Founders Park. Collyn, baseball is your thing, so how excited are you for tomorrow?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. You can see Wrigley Field behind me, framed up. The dog that you see here, this cute little teddy bear, is named Wrigley. So as you can tell, I am super duper pumped. It's always a great time of year. It is a lot of fun. This should be a fun year. It's a good group, and I don't know if my mental state's ready for basketball and baseball to be going on at the same time, but I'm ready to get it cranked up because it's been a fun group.
I'm sad that you took Wrigley the dog out of the shot. I think she is the true star of the show today. But Collyn, like you said, so much excitement surrounding this team, so much excitement surrounding the season. And yes, it is crossover season now, which is what we call the seasons in which basketball and baseball or football and basketball cross over, and they're happening at the same time. So a lot going on, but we're covering it all on GamecockCentral.com. So if you're not subscribed, shameless plug, be sure to subscribe. But Collyn, we got to start things off talking about the pitching. It's been one of the main points of conversation surrounding the South Carolina baseball team. Who should we expect to see as those starting pitchers in the rotation this weekend?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not a surprise. Will Sanders is going to be your ace. He's your Friday night guy. They're going to go out with him on Friday. But after that, Julian Bosnick's kind of dealing with the flexor strain. It's not something that's going to keep him out for a really long time, a couple weeks. And they're going to kind of play it cautious with him, so he won't pitch. He was going to be your Saturday guy going into it. So instead of him, you'll get James Hicks on Saturday, who junior college guy, been up in the 92, 93 mile-an-hour range on his fastball. Decent changeup, good breaking ball. And then Sunday you'll get Josiah Seitler, who obviously two-way guy on this program, someone who's been through it, has pitched before, hasn't pitched a lot of innings in college, but has been up to 89, 90, 91 on his fastball. He's got a really good breaking pitch that he's been using a lot in the preseason. So that's your three. And as Bosnick gets back, Seitler will probably go back to a midweek role in the pitching staff, and we'll see where it goes from there. And Hicks will probably move to Sunday.
You mentioned Will Sanders there. He had a breakout season last year. Certainly one of those names I think a lot of people are looking to as we start this season for Gamecock Baseball. But the game's taking place this week. Tomorrow starting at 4 p.m. That's opening day against UNC Greensboro. Saturday at 12:30 and then Sunday at 1:30, all at Founders Park. Collyn, what do you know about this UNC Greensboro team? They're a mid-major school, but do you think they could give the Gamecocks any problems?
Yeah, they're a team that's had some success in the past. They have a really good ace on Friday afternoon, I guess it would be right now. A really good ace, so they have a chance to make this a relatively low-scoring game. I don't know if they have the depth from a bullpen standpoint or an offensive standpoint to hit upper echelon SEC pitching, but it's a team that can certainly give them fits, and South Carolina's going to have to be ready to play because they've lost on opening day before, ended up winning the series, but I think a lot of fans would feel a lot better about this program just from a fan standpoint if they got an opening day win, even though in the grand scheme it really does not matter.
So looking at this weekend and then the entire season as a whole, who are some of those players that you think of when you think of game changers that could really impact the Gamecocks' overall record this season?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of them. Andrew Eister is someone, exclusive Garnet Trust athlete, Andrew Eister. I think he's like a 10th year senior, it feels like. In reality, he's like a 6th, but has been through it, has over, I think, 400 career at-bats in the SEC, has plenty of experience. Josiah Seitler, another one who's going to be a two-way guy. Braylon Wimmer has to have a good year if South Carolina wants to play well. Showed flashes in 2021, but struck out way too much. And he's going to have to be big. You're going to need your transfers. Your Brant Belks, who's going to probably start in left field. Your Kevin Maddens, your Matt Hogans, your Noah Halls to really step up. The first three on the offensive side. And then on the pitching side, Noah Hall being one of them. But you really need Wesley Sweat to have a really good year for you. Further removed from Tommy John, in 2020, I believe. Pitched sparingly last year because they really didn't need him with as deep a pitching staff as they had. They need to get him going, and he had a really solid preseason. But if he can have a good year out of the bullpen, it just makes the staff that much more capable. And if they get those guys going, it has a chance to be a good year.
You mentioned some of those names that were pretty prominent last year, and I want to talk about the comparison of last year's team to this year's team. As we all know, last year's team had some flashes of playing some really, really good baseball, and then come the end of the season, they kind of plateaued. They hit their peak maybe at the wrong time last year. In terms of this year's team, Collyn, what do you like so far better about this team than last year?
There's a little bit more athleticism. There's a little bit more dynamic speed, and a little bit more of a last year's team was very immobile is not the right word, but you weren't going to see a lot of hit and runs. You weren't going to see a lot of stolen bases or delayed steals or, So I think that that's going to be better. They spend a lot of time in the 2021 recruiting class and the transfer portal, bringing in some athleticism. So they have a lot of that. I've enjoyed the plate approach so far through preseason. Obviously that changes when you get into a year, but the plate approach has been a lot better, and I think this will be an offense that it might not hit as many home runs, but has a chance to be a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more interesting to watch than South Carolina's last year, where it was a lot of feast and famine, a lot of strikeouts.
Do you think you're going to get some great sound bites in these post-game pressers like you did last year with Will Sanders and some of the other guys on the team?
Will, yeah, but you lose two great ones in Brady Allen and Wes Clark, who are still to this day two of the funnier people I've met, just because of their wry sense of humor. So I don't know if you're going to get that. I don't know if you're going to get the Scythe like you got, but it's a fun group. I don't know. The chemistry's not all the way there yet, the way the 2021 team was, but it'll get there. And I think it's going to be, I don't know if you can top 21, but this year should be fun too.
Who complimented your Cavs last year?
That was Brady.
Okay, Brady Allen with the Cavs compliment. I remember the linguistics comments from Will Sanders. So definitely interesting post-game press conferences to listen to, and Collyn will have you updated on all of them throughout the season. He works extremely hard, so be sure to keep up with everything Collyn has going on with baseball, with basketball. We've got a ton of football stuff out on Gamecock Central as well, but tomorrow, 4 p.m., the Gamecocks officially start their 2022 campaign with opening day at Founders Park. I'll be there. Collyn will be too, so be sure to keep up with it all. Collyn, good luck. This is like your last night of true freedom for the next few months, so I hope that you live it up today and enjoy it.
Yes. Pray for my wife. Michaela, if you're watching, which I really hope you are, thank you. I'm going to just go ahead and get off that in the jump, but she has been great, and if you see me around town, buy me a cup of coffee because I'll probably need it.
Buy him a cup of coffee, buy him a drink. Michaela deserves one too. Whatever you decide to do. He's Collyn Taylor. I'm Kendall Smith. We'll see you guys at the ball field, and have a great rest of your night. Bye.